guys, so today I'm going to be showing you this super awesome trick, and this is what it looks like. So for this trick, I would actually need 2 spectators to help me out. So let's just pretend I have 2 spectators right in front of me. So before we start, obviously I have to give the deck a nice mix-up, just so that we know that the cards are pretty shuffled up, just like that. And now, if I had a spectator, I would go ahead and have them call out stop anywhere they want. So let's say right about there would be good. So since we have 2 spectators, we obviously need 2 selections. So I'm going to place the top 2 cards where they stopped down here on the table, and now I'm going to turn away as I show you guys both of the cards over here. So here is spectator number 1's selection, just like that. And here is spectator number 2's selection, just like this. So hopefully you guys can remember both of the cards. Perfect. We're going to place them back here on the top, and if I had a spectator, I would ask them to cut the cards somewhere in the center of the pack and continue cutting the cards if they would like to, just to further lose the cards in the center of the pack somewhere. So now I have no idea where the cards are located. So now, if you guys have been keeping up with the recent uploads, you guys should remember that I've actually done a trick recently where it was all about intuition, and it was about the spectator guessing whether the cards were red or black, and we would see the results of them of the test that they did at the end of the trick. But for this trick, instead of showing you the results at the end, I'm going to show you the results right away. So if you guess the card is red, then I'll show you it, and if you guess the card is black, then I'll show you it right away, so you won't have to wait until the end of the trick. So we're going to start right now. So basically, just guess if the top card is red or black, all right? And the spectators can switch off turns, doesn't really matter. But here we go. Here's the first one. Let's say they think this one is black. Perfect. Okay. Let's say they think this one is black as well. Okay, perfect. Let's say they think this one is red. Okay, perfect. They think this one is black. Okay, perfect. They think this one is red. Okay, perfect. They think this one is also red. Okay, perfect. They think this one is also red. Okay, perfect. They think this one is black. Ooh, perfect. They think this one is also black. Perfect. They think this one is red. Okay, perfect. They think this one is also red. Perfect. Yeah, so honestly, guys, I could go through the entire deck here, but I'm really not going to bore you guys. But as you guys can see, both of the spectators have pretty good intuitions about guessing the color of the cards, so that's pretty cool. Now, okay, here's the thing. That honestly could have been luck. Like, I mean, it really is only a 50-50 chance. So it's not that hard to determine whether the card is red or black, but it could have been skill. Like, you guys could have been watching me shuffle the cards. You guys could have been watching where the exact order of the cards were. But honestly, guys, whatever it was impressive. So now here's what I'm going to try and do now. Since you guys had a shot at using your intuition, I'm going to see if I'm good at using my intuition. So I'm going to go through both the piles here. I'm going to see if I can locate the 2 cards that you guys had selected in the beginning of the trick. Okay, I'm going to go with this one right over here. I'm going to leave it out jogged so you guys can see where it is. And I think the other one is actually in the other pile here. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to go with this card. Yes, this one for sure, right over here. Now, I can't change my mind at this point. I'm not going to switch out the cards. These are my 2 decisions I'm going to make. Let's see if my intuition is as good as yours. Is this one of the selections? The 2 of hearts. Hopefully it was. And here's the other one. Was one of the selections the 4 of clubs? Hopefully it was. Now you guys might be thinking, okay, well the chances were a little bit slimmer because I had to go through so many cards and had to guess where the cards were, but actually it was pretty easy to locate your cards considering the 4 of clubs here. It was pretty easy to spot among all these red cards. The 2 of hearts was also pretty easy to spot among all of those black cards over there. So that is pretty much the card trick, guys. I really hope you guys liked it. And now for the tutorial. Okay guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So this trick is actually pretty simple. The sleight of hand is actually pretty beginner level stuff. Mostly just double lifts. That's like the main move of this trick. But yeah guys, so here is the tutorial for the trick. There is a little bit of a setup in the beginning. That is the one downside of this trick, is that this cannot really be an impromptu trick. But it's not even that hard to set up the cards. So all you have to do first is take the cards from any deck that you want, and you just have to separate the colors. So just separate all the red cards from all the black cards and just place them into 2 separate piles just like this, all right? So once you have 2 piles, one of red cards and one of black cards, all you have to do is this. You just have to go red, black, black. And you just have to start alternating the cards red and black, just stacking them on top of each other just like this. And just go slowly, just so that, you know, you don't accidentally pick up 2 cards or accidentally pick up more cards or something like that. So just go nice and slow, just alternating the cards red, black, red, black. And that's pretty much the entire setup for the trick. So the entire deck just has to be alternating colors, and that's the entire setup for the trick. So once I'm done with this, I will teach you guys how to begin the trick. So here I am done with the setup, and you guys can just double check by spreading out the cards. Just double check if the cards are going red, black. Just, yeah, everything looks pretty good here. One tip that you guys can use if you guys don't want to look through the entire deck, if you just give the deck a simple cut and you guys look at the bottom card and you see it's red, just check the top card. If it's the opposite color, then you know you're okay. So the top card is black, so that means if they're opposite colors, that means it's okay. So over here, a black card and then a red card. So yeah, I think I'm okay with this setup over here. So that's absolutely perfect. So now once you start out the trick, you can either give the deck just a couple of cuts. Just make sure they're just straight, simple cuts. You don't want to give them one of those like multiple cut things, because that is going to ruin the setup of the trick. So you have to keep just doing simple cuts. Just go 1/2 on top of the other, 1/2 on top of the other. That's the only thing you can do. You can't do multiple cuts and stuff like that. So what I did in the performance was just like a fake overhand shuffle, but it wasn't really fake. It was mostly just cutting the cards, but making it look like I was doing an overhand shuffle. So I was just pulling out blocks of cards, putting the other half on top, just like this. So pulling out a half, putting the other half on top, pull out a half, put the other half on top, just like that. So once you do that a couple of times, you're gonna have the spectator call out stop anywhere they want as you dribble through the cards. So let's say they call out stop right over there. So it's a completely free choice, and you just set the half where they said stop down on top of the other one. So you're just cutting the cards again. Once again, it really doesn't disturb the order of the cards. Think of the deck of cards as a circle. If you cut the cards, it doesn't really disturb the order, it just moves the cards in new locations. So it doesn't really do anything to the cards. So once you stop wherever the spectator wants to stop, you're gonna hand them spectator number 1's card and spectator number 2's card. Now they're gonna look at their 2 cards here. So over here we have the 6 of spades and the 7 of hearts. But in a real performance, you are gonna turn away and you're not gonna look at these cards. So in a real performance, you are not gonna be able to see these cards, all right? So once they're done looking at the cards, they're gonna place the cards back face down. This is very important. You have to take the cards back in a certain order. You have to take them back, spectator number 1 and spectator number 2. You can't take them back, spectator number 2, spectator number 1. That's actually going to put them back in the same order that they came in from. You actually have to take it back, spectator number 1's card first, and then spectator number 2's card on top of it. And what this does is it actually will disturb the red, black sequence. As you guys can see, now we have 2 black cards next to each other, and 2 red cards here will be next to each other when you cut the deck. So now you're going to ask the spectator to cut the deck as many times as they want to, and it really doesn't matter. All you're doing now is you're just losing those cards in the center of the pack, just like this. So now what you've done is you've actually disturbed the red-black alternating sequence. So for this next part of the trick, you're actually going to be spreading through the cards, and you're going to be looking for this like disturbed sequence. So you're going to see like red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black. If you see 2 colors next to each other, stop there. You're just going to take those cards and cut these cards here to the top right here. So just move them to the top face up. And now when you turn over the deck, those cards will be on the bottom of the deck, just like this. So now those selections are actually on the bottom of the deck, and that's exactly what you want to have, all right? So once the selections are on the bottom of the deck, you can actually proceed to do this really cool out-of-this-world routine. Basically, you have the spectator guess whether the top card is red or black. Whatever they're gonna say, it's going to be right. Now, since the cards are alternating red, black, all you have to do is just some simple double lifts, and you have to follow just 2 rules. Very, very simple. So I'll get into the rules a little bit later. So one thing that you do have to do is first you're going to explain the intuition process and what you're about to do. You're going to take the deck from your left hand, place it in your right hand, and you're just going to be gesturing to the spectator. As you gesture, you can clearly see what color the bottom card is. Now this is going to key you in on what color the top card is. So if you're looking at the cards here and you see this bottom card here is red, that means that the top card is black. So if the bottom card here was black, that would mean that the top card here is red. But basically the only rule here is that you just have to look at the bottom card, and whatever color this is on the bottom, it's going to be the opposite on top. All right, so that's all you have to remember for that. So you gesture the cards, you see, okay, red card. So now you know the top card is a black card. And now you're going to have the spectators start to guess whether the cards are red or black. Now you know that the top card is black. So depending on what they say, you're either just going to just flip over a single card, or you're going to do a double lift. So if they say black, you know the top card is black, so just flip over a single card like this. But if they say red, then you're actually going to do a double lift, and you're going to flip over 2 cards at once. So let's say they think the top card is black, so you just flip over a single card, so that's easy, and you can just place that on the table face up. Here's where the 2 rules come in. So basically, you see that the card that they just dealt, like, you can see what color it is because it's obviously face up here on the table. Now, if the spectator repeats the name of the color that is already dealt down, if they say black again here, then you must do a double lift. So that's one rule. If they repeat the name of the color that just happened, you have to do a double lift. But if they say the opposite color of the card just dealt, then you have to do a single, just a single turnover, just like that, just a single turnover. The card that was already dealt was black. Now, if they say black, it's the same color, so I have to do a double lift. If they say red, it's the opposite color, so I have to do a single turnover, just like that. So let's say they say black. I'm gonna do a double lift, turning over 2 cards. Really carefully just set down these 2 cards together, just like this. A nice tip that I do for setting down doubles is I actually kind of bend the cards like this. I just give them a little bit of a bend, and then I can drop them, and they'll actually stay pretty square, just like that. So now you see the last card dealt was black, so if they say red, do a single. If they say black again, do another double lift. So it's very, very simple, so just follow along with me, it doesn't really matter. So you can see it was black. Let's say they say red, so you just do a single lift, just like that, and you can set that card down. They say black, so you do a single, because it's the opposite color, so then you set that down. If they say black now, because it's the same color, do a double lift. So now it's black will be the same color. Give a little bend, set that double down. That should stay squared up pretty fine. If they say black again, do another double lift, just like that. If they keep saying black, just keep doing double lifts. It really doesn't matter at this point what colors they say because you're always ready for what's to come. So if they say red here, do a single, perfect. If they say red here, do a double because it's the same color. If they say red, do another double. If they say black, single. If they say black, double. If they say red, single. So yeah, guys, this part just requires a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of the rules, you guys should get it down pretty nicely. So once you've gone through about half the deck, you're just gonna stop. Just stop there, because you don't want to go too far down or else you're going to hit the selections, and you want to save that part until the end. So once you go through about half the cards, just stop there, flip over the rest of the cards, set them down on the deck, and just say, all right, so I don't really want to bore you guys with the rest of the pack, but as you guys can see, you have a pretty good intuition. Now, this next part of the trick is all just self-working. What you're going to do is you're going to take the cards and start dealing them into 2 alternating piles. You're just going to go left, right, left, right, left, right, throughout the entire deck. And just talk while you do this. Just say, okay, well, that could have been luck. It's only 50-50 chance. It could have been skill. You guys could have been following the order of the cards as I was shuffling. But whatever it was impressive. That's kind of like the dialogue that I use in this part of the trick. But you guys can come up with whatever you guys want to do at this point in the trick. So now, at this point, the cards have been dealt into 2 alternating piles, and that's perfect. What you've just done is you've actually split the colors up now. So now all the red cards are in one pile, and all the black cards are in one pile, but 2 cards will be misplaced because remember, you took the cards back in the reversed order. So now these 2 cards are automatically going to be the 2 selections. So that's absolutely perfect. Now what you're going to do is you're going to say, so since you've had a shot at using your intuition, I'm going to have a shot at using mine. So you're going to go through the cards just pretending like you're having a really tough time deciding what card they picked. Eventually just give the cards a quick cut so that you get that card in the middle, and then just out jog the one odd card out, obviously. That will be their selection, and then set that down on the table. So now just give these cards a cut as well, and then go through the cards pretending like you're having a hard time deciding. When you see that odd card out, just out jog it, and then set that down on the table. And now you have nothing to switch out, nothing to hide at this point. So you have the spectators name their cards, and if you guys are pulling them out, you can remember which one you pulled out first, which one you pulled out second. So you can have spectator number 1 name their card, and then boom, that's their card, and then spectator number 2 names their card, and then boom, that's their card. I don't even know if that was right, but you guys know what I mean. Just like when you're pulling out the cards, just remember which one is which from which pile, all right? So now at this point, the trick is almost done. You just have to reveal the kicker ending. So you say, well, you guys might have thought that the chances were pretty slim and that I just used like magician's skill to find your cards, but actually it was pretty easy to find your cards, and now you can just fan out the cards, or you can just take the cards, spread them out here. But you guys can say it, and it was actually pretty easy to locate your card considering it was the only red card there, and also it was pretty easy to locate your card considering it was the only black card there. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much the entire trick. So you end up clean, and everything is completely examinable at this point, and it's really impressive. So I really hope you guys like this trick. See you guys for my next video. Bye.